say thank you so much for inviting me onto your podcast. You've had so many great guests, and I feel honored.
So no, my honor. The honor is mine because I start following your career and I love so much the casting kill. I watched the film twice. Congratulations for the nomination and National Academy Awards. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was amazing and completely and utterly unexpected. Still don't know how it got selected, but very, very pleased that it was. So yeah, fabulous. Oh, and you watched it twice. That's pretty good.
Yes, I watched twice, and I remember Wayne referred me. He told me you need to watch this film and you need to connect with Caroline. And I told him yes, because normally, because due to my work schedule that I have to drive an hour and a half and back and forth. The best time for me to sit down and watch movies is in Fridays, of course, in the weekends. And my husband and I, we are spending more time focusing on independent films to support our guests, of course, our friends. And of course, nothing against the Hollywood and, high profit films, but for me, it's I don't get anything at the moment. I prefer, support my friends, support a guest. I don't like to interview someone if I don't watch at least 2 films. To be able to, I cannot say, oh, what do you think about this? Something just outside the box, but I prefer, interact. This is what I watch. This is what I like, and things like that. And the best way, it always encourage the followers to support our independent artists by buying, renting, comment, share, your films, music, and things like that. Because
yes. Yes. I've just realised you're coming through the computer and not my my headphones. So I don't know. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you very well. Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's good. All right,
awesome.
We can continue. I'll keep
absolutely. No, thank you so much, Caroline. It's an honor. I'm a big fan of you. Recently I started following, I would say like 2-3 months ago, and I'm very happy to have you on my show, and I see that you're a very inspirational woman, and we have a lot of friends in common. I see a lot of our Facebook friends, people from the independent film industry, so that's fantastic. And I saw your interview you had at the Academy Awards. You look so gorgeous, very confident, so you're very inspirational to all of us.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, it was fabulous. I'd never been to those awards ceremonies before because I'd never been nominated before, but didn't know what to expect. And when we walked into the building, there was this huge bank of photographers, like kind of thing you get at the Oscars or somewhere. It's like, okay, so we got called up, said we were nominated, we were nominees, we got called up, and I think James was cowering in the background, and I loved it. I thought it was great, and just came off that red carpet there and got snagged by this guy to do an interview. So it was great. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a wonderful evening. It really was.
I can imagine. I feel very happy to see several of my friends got nominations. Howard Ford, also several of my friends from Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey also were they were also nominated. So as long as it's nominated, I feel it's the reason to be happy. If for some reason you can be able to win now, but later, but at least to be nominated is priceless.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was such a busy night. I know Amber and Natasha from Winnie the Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking out for them, but it was just so busy there. We never crossed paths because we've never actually met in person. But bumped into a few people we knew, and then met some others that we hadn't met that before.
Yes.
So it was a very busy, very crazy night. So I think we all had a good time.
Yes, and always is very delighted to see Sean Croney to do one of the presenters. So for a second time. So I was like, congratulations. Yes. He always shine in every event. Like I saw in Cannes and the Village and all these things. He's always, the superstar, to do the presentation. And what can I say?
Yeah.
Lovely. Is one of the person, of course, like you want to go. I would like to meet in person, shake a hand and get a drink together. So that will be awesome.
Oh yeah. He's a crazy guy. He's a crazy guy, but really supportive and really, really, I've met him a couple of times now. He came to the world premiere of our film, Best Geezer, and so that was very kind of him and said very nice things. So we love him for that.
Yes, yes. No, Sean is a wonderful person, and actually he was one of the first ones to ask me for interview when I have only 2-3 followers, and he believed in our show. It's always an honor, and my husband and I, of course, we appreciate everything that he has done for us. And what can I say? Wow, John is an angel from the sky. He say, come on, he's an angel from the sky. He's a wonderful person. What can I say? Yes. So Caroline, you're an actor, television presenter from ITV in London, and producing a screenwriter, multitask, and wonderful. And I saw you acting in what was the film? I have my notes here. I watched it yesterday. The one you did the leading acting for
Agent Kelly.
Agent Kelly. Yes, that one. Awesome. Yes. And you made the script and you produce it, and also you did the leading acting for that film. Very wonderful. We finished watching yesterday, and yes, wonderful film. I recommend people to watch it.
Well, that's really kind of you to say, because that was a film we very nearly didn't release because we didn't think it was that good, because it was an experimental film, because we were shooting it. We shot it whilst waiting for our debut movie to go through post-production. That took a long time. So we thought, oh, let's make this, just make this film where this, and follow the route around Spain, because we go to Spain a lot. We've got a old sailing yacht down in Almeria province, and a lot of the time we'd fly from Gatwick to Malaga and then get the coach across to Almeria. And so we thought, let's just make a film with James being the crew and put me in front of the camera because I'm cheap. And we just shot this film, writing on the fly as we went along, and it was great fun. Really enjoyed making it. But by the time we got it into post-production and finished, we thought, is it good enough? It's like, there's a lot of things we wanted to happen in the film, but better fight scenes and a bit more action. But that didn't materialize because we didn't have any money. But we put it out there, and it's been amazing. So far, it's been our most successful film. So I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? That's a lesson to any filmmaker: don't bury your work, no matter what you think of it, because there's always going to be an audience out there that does like it. So, yeah, that was a good exercise.
Yes, and of course, of course, we as artists, we appreciate that. And like I said, I love the independent arts. I understanding that dealing with low budget is very difficult. It's not easy, to find investors and things like that. But even that's a low budget film is very good film to watch. And you're an amazing actress. And when I saw on your IMDb page, because you have 16 credits, registered IMDb page, I'm pretty sure you're working more things. And I saw that one. I was starting to see her to be able to talk about your acting, and you're fabulous. I like it.
Oh, gosh, thank you very much. I don't consider myself a real actor, but I'll take that. And anyone out there wants to hire a crazy person to run around and do crazy things, then here I am.
No, but that's how things come. For example, I always like to bring the example, for example, that Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, super low budget, how it was a blockbuster feature film worldwide. So I always encourage the filmmakers, it's always good to try. It's very hard work. It is a lot of hard work. But I think the independent arts, independent films are getting more exposure, they're more popularity now in comparison years before. So like I know many people, even they're not podcasters, so they're not in this same circle. They're expressing the same way that, okay, I'm tired to watch the same thing over and over about Hollywood, and they prefer moving to independent films. So you have more freedom and things like that. Even with that restriction with the low budget, it's still good.
Yeah, well, it's what I said in my interview at the National Film Awards. You know, he was asking about UK film. You know, is it on the rise? And my answer kind of encompasses independent film in general. You know, not just UK. I mean, the US. You know, Australia, worldwide. Independent film at the real grassroots level. Is just thriving. It's just this like plethora of filmmakers who are just creating films from nothing. They have an idea and they don't have any money, but they still go out and make these films. And these films are getting out there and getting noticed. And you know, they're gaining traction. They're getting a big audience and awards and attention. And I think it's growing. And
yes,
it just, as you say, it just goes to show you don't need big budgets to create something that people can enjoy watching. So, and I think yeah, the possibilities are endless at this level.
yes.
So yeah.
No, especially with social media, is more give you more flexibility. Years before, we could never imagine that I'm in North Mexico, for example, or Texas, and I speak with you overseas. It was impossible. So now, how we easy connect, and think also the social media give more flexibility, and also I'm taking consideration people are waking up, taking consideration that what is the how the Hollywood things, they're making the films their own convenience or social programming things and things like that, that people are not very happy about it. And I noticed that independent films are getting more attracted step by step. And for example, I see, for example, The Casting Kill, very great film to watch. I like I said, watch it 2 times, and it's a great, even a low budget, with not in once in single place. We can say that it was not traveling in different places. Few actors, but they make it, you know, the dialogue, the script, and the story engage me, you know, into a story. Good, I like so much. Amazing cast. And Andrew Elias, I recently interviewed him, and he was also part of the cast, and I told him the same thing. And yes, and I can say congratulations to all the cast and crew, of course you as a producer, and the director James Smith, wonderful director. And I hope in the near future can be able to do interview with him as well.
Oh yes, well, I'll pass that message on. I'm sure he'll be very pleased. Yes, it was a great little film to make. As I keep saying, I've said many times, we shot it in 6 days, and we just had to bring Andrew Elias in. It was necessary, and he just. A lot of people, you know, he had a small role in the film, but it was really impactful, and a lot of critics and reviewers have picked up on his role, and they always pick him out and say, you know, what a great character it is. And so I'm really pleased for him for that, because yeah, I think it was a good choice to bring him on board.
Yes, no, absolutely. And to be honest with you, I hate what the leading role, the character, that one, I hate him. I was like, oh my God, this guy, the Rob Lair, wonderful actor. He made a fantastic job. I wish one day I can be able to do interview with him. Wonderful actor. He made me to hate him on the film. I was son of a someone like this. You know, that's not what
great.
Yes. Wonderful work together he did in the film, and like I said, it's wonderful, Caroline, like I said to you, that to see how the limited budget and limited, you know, space to work with, you guys make amazing job. And when I saw it on the nomination list as a best independent film, if I'm not mistaken, that was that category, and I saw that he must, it has to win. And my husband and I, we voted for you for this film, and I was so, very happy to see on the list, and I will be more happy if you get an award. But bueno, this is just for the beginning, for more coming next year, I'm pretty sure.
I know. No, I mean, to be honest, we there were 10 other films in that category, and much bigger films with much bigger budgets and famous people and distributors and PR campaigns. They had money. Little old us, we didn't have anything. We were just bullying people on social media saying, vote for us, in the vain hope that we could win. But no, I think, as I say, just to be nominated, I feel like we've won anyway, because it was great, just a lovely surprise. And you never know, maybe next time.
We never know. Is it just the beginning? And I think this film has opened that huge doors for so many that are coming for you and for James Smith, for this difficult journey to do, but it's fun and difficult journey. And I like to see more fun than difficult, because it's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of things that people in this business have to do to be able to reach, the maximum goal. But I don't want to say that actually the maximum goal, because the maximum goal to me is just join the journey and not focus on the final destination. And it's difficult, but at the same time, I can imagine it's fun, to create something, see on the movie, in the cinema, see the art, especially you in this case, you are a screenwriter, screenplay, of course, a director, but for the screenwriters, I can imagine you writing everything, you making dialogue, and see that on the screen. I think it's so priceless, to see that it's something you create, you put in your hand, you put your brain on it, and then you can see, this is my output, my master art.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, we wouldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it, because we weren't always filmmakers. We came into it late in life, and we did other jobs in offices, which 9 to 5s, and just watching the clock all day, bored, waiting for 5 o'clock to come around so you could go home and go and do something you really wanted to do. So we've been in jobs that we didn't enjoy, that we could earn money from. Now we're in a job that we do enjoy. We're trying to earn money from it, but it is hard, as you say. It's very, very hard to punch through the noise of the bigger outfits out there with the bigger pots of cash and
exactly
government backing and distribution and sales backing and stuff. It is hard, but as I say, there's a growing movement of like ultra micro budget grassroots DIY filmmakers around the world that are making their presence known.
Yeah, exactly. And my husband say to me all the time, I think we came as a podcaster at the right moment, to make a noise, to make this like a community for human connections, and to promote especially the directors, producers, and because I like to share in groups. And also I'm going to start doing it for Latin America, and this is something my husband and I we're going to start working to do some translation in Spanish, because Latin America, they are embracing too much now with the independent filmmakers. And yes, and also bring inspiration, because for example in Mexico, I know many people that want to do also films, because it's very hard in Mexico. I can imagine like any other parts of the world get into the system. When I go to the system, to your national television, is a lot of restrictions, barriers they implement, they give it to the regular audience. So people are waking up and they start saying, I want to make my own circle, my own films, and that's how the independent arts are coming. So, like for example, on this one, the casting was amazing to see. Correct me if I'm mistaken, it was filmed in 6 days, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, 6 days. Yeah, because we didn't have a huge budget for it, and it was coming off the end of the pandemic, so we thought we'd try and mad. Do it in 6 days to reduce the risk of having to shut down because somebody gets COVID, and also because we didn't have a huge amount of cash to then, continue if that happens. So we bashed it out in 6 days. But it's interesting you're saying about the Latin American market because, it's just such a huge market. And there are some amazing, we love watching films from Latin America, from where is it, Argentina, and
My husband
of
is from
course Mexico.
Argentina.
Ah,
Yes.
perfecto. Okay,
Perfecto.
yeah.
Rosario, Argentina.
But Cast and Kill has been accepted into a big film festival in Barcelona. So it's going to be screened there in September. It's going to have its Spanish premiere, but naturally we've had to do subtitles for it in Spanish. So that then will now we've got that, we hope to put Cast and Kill out to Spanish-speaking territories. So we'll see how it does in Latin America and Spain, and see whether they have the same reaction as English-speaking audiences. But
I'm pretty sure they will like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see. But it's a good opportunity, and it's a good way to get it out, films out further into the world. If you can enable it for other nations to watch and understand.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, for example, Mexico, they are fan of horror, scary, suspense films. They love those movies. So I know, for example, UK, it's not part of the culture. People are not getting to. That's what I heard. I know how true it is. And British people, they're not into the horror movies. They are barely getting to the horror movies in comparison to America and Latin America. That's true. That's what I heard, that UK is not into too much horror movies. They're just barely getting to it.
Yeah, I think because we're not horror filmmakers per se. We Cast and Kill is more of a thriller, to be honest, than a horror. It's not, because we don't do the slashers and the vampires and that. But we, a lot of our contemporaries, a lot of people we know, pretty much most of them are into making horror films. There's this huge community of horror filmmakers in the UK. So it's interesting you say that, because I'm being surrounded by horror filmmakers. I always assume that the UK is just as nuts as everybody else about it.
Yeah, but let me tell you, it's several actors, I don't remember what the names, when I did the interviews, I think the two of them told me that it's because the horror movie is not even scary. Everything in that thriller, in that particular group, is that they're getting popularity, and in UK people are getting more into it now in comparison years before. And that's the reason I bring that to you. That was well, in Mexico it's different. We are super fan of those movies, and yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure they will like Cast and Killing for sure. But like I said, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what they told me, and I was okay, interesting. So yeah, but it's true, because it's true what you said, because I see most of my contacts and friends, directors, they're into much in horror, scary, suspense, thriller movies, and I was I don't know, maybe this that was just opinion. I don't know, interesting.
Yeah, well, I think sometimes the genres do cross over, don't they? Like thrillers and thriller horrors and that. Yeah, so I mean, personally, I'm a big thriller fan.
Me too. Yes.
I don't like the slashers. I'm too much of a wimp. I know I'm always looking away. But I love a good thriller. So yeah.
Yes. And Caroline, you also you're a publisher, writer, and you were featured in the Guardian, Geography Magazine, Cambridge University Press, BBC Wildlife, and The Lady. So you're original, but you're a writer. You do publishers and then things like that. So I can imagine the wonderful writing skills that you have. Something I would like to learn one day in the future, because my writing skills is not very good. Yes, and also you receive a high praise from established companies in London and Hollywood. So you do also a lot of you do a lot of contribution in United States, like Louisiana, Texas, Hong Kong, Canada, and Australia. So how is your experience working in United States? You making collaboration with as a writer?
Well, in terms of the publishing, writing the articles, that was back literally last century. Before I came into the film business, I've always been a writer. Ever since I was small, I was writing, and I wanted to be a television presenter, specifically in the realm of wildlife or nature and the environment. So I used to write a lot of articles in the hope that I would be discovered and be offered a job of a lifetime. But I kept writing these articles, and I was getting some headway back at around the year 2000, and then it sort of dropped off. And I wrote this article for The Guardian, which was about a true life experience I had when I was a sports diver, and I got into trouble off of about 40 meters down in the Red Sea when we were supposed to go only 30 meters, and we went down onto this reef to see sharks, and I love sharks, absolutely, big passion of mine, and I was panicking because we'd gone too deep, and I had never been that deep before, and then I saw these big sharks swimming around, and it took my mind off of shooting to the surface because that would have killed me, and so watching these sharks, I kind of like calmed down, and then was able to get back up to the surface safely. I had to buddy breathe the whole way up because I'd used up all my air. But anyway, so I wrote the article about that experience for The Guardian, and went down really, really well. So very pleased I did that. And in terms of the screenwriting, I for America, and I did an adaptation of a novel. A guy had written a novel, a true life story, and he wanted me to adapt it to the screenplay. So I did that, and it was all done remotely. And he was very pleased with the work. Lovely guy, amazing life story. Very difficult to put into, to adapt from a novel into a screenplay. You have to write down, and cut out a lot of stuff. So it's very, very difficult to do. But he was pleased with what I did. And then I got various other bits and pieces of commission, just writing short films and corporate work. So so although, I haven't done so much of that recently, but it was fine. It wasn't. I enjoyed doing it, and it was paid work, so that helped. So yeah, that was back quite a few years ago now, and now I'm just I've written I've written maybe more than 20. I've got 20 plus completed screenplays.
Fabulous.
And some of which we've got very, very close to getting produced in the early days by the big boys of the industry over in Hollywood, and they really loved what we did, what we wrote. But in those days, it was more of we hadn't done anything before. We were nobodies, and we were looking to make the film ourselves, and so they thought, we weren't experienced enough, and they were right. We weren't experienced enough to make the film, so they kind of dropped out. So we endeavored to move on and make something of a lower budget, a smaller scale, and try and build up a reputation, so that maybe in the future, one day, we could, get one of these big screenplays produced with real proper money, and see what that experience is like, because I'm sure it's a very, very different experience to making micro-budget DIY films on no money.
Exactly. But can you imagine you do something what you have done for Casting Kill and with a micro budget? Can you imagine what you're going to do with a big budget?
That
That's
would be
that thing,
very
yes.
interesting. I know for a fact I will happily delegate a lot because, on these small projects, you've got to wear many hats and do many jobs. And so I would happily delegate and, say, you do this, you do that. It'd be nice to get somebody else to do the catering. So that would make a difference. That would
Yes,
help.
but this is the thing, Caroline. I see, for example, for the casting guild, you also collaborate with this with the sound, with the sound uh, technician and things like that. You have to do as a producer so many things, especially when you're restricted with staff, with crew. The better word to the crew. You're restricted with crew people. You have to develop so many skills by your own. So can you imagine after making a middle or higher budget, nobody's gonna tell you how to do things because you've done it before.
Exactly. Yeah. Well,
That's
it's nice to be in total control. So, we've never made a film where we've got big investors and big producers sitting on our shoulder telling us what to do. So we've always had complete autonomy of our projects, so which is really nice. But yes, I tend to capture the sound on set with the boom and the technical side, press the buttons, get the sound. Quite enjoy that, actually. I really enjoy wielding a boom around. It's quite good fun. So it's not a
yes,
chore.
yes. And like you said, it's better for you to check by yourself. Let me tell you something. Let me share something. In 2012, I won the VIP tickets to see Madonna, the concert, the MDM tour. And I was very, on the first line. I took my mom because we are big fans of Madonna. And it was taking like a while because she if the concert started at 8 o'clock, she get in until 9:30. She's like that. She's not how can
Yeah.
I say,
She's on Madonna time.
yeah, so I don't know, but let me tell you, this is what called to my attention about her. She was fixing the sounds. She was doing the technical issues. She was fixing by her own. And I was why she was doing that. And one of the managers, he was around with us, and he says, "Es que before she was super famous, she was doing everything by herself. It's like nobody
Right.
can tell her how to edit the videos, how to fix the lights, because she was doing that by her own years before when she was super famous." And I was,
Wow.
interesting.
That is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yes, before she get into the performance, she likes to make sure everything is set up perfectly because she's perfectionism. And she likes to do the edit of her video concerts and things like that. A lot of things people don't even know about her. She's like that. And I was, you reminds me of her, and somehow like you like to do your own things, technical things, and Madonna is, Madonna's everywhere,
Yeah.
and she has started from from the bottom with dealing with technical things that I'm pretty sure that many famous filmmakers or people that are descended because their fathers or grandfathers they were filmmakers, they would make it easier for them to make films. But I'm pretty sure that many of them don't have that technical skills or the more more detailed skills like people like you, Howard, Sean Cronin, all these people, you start from the bottom. So I think you
Yeah.
guys have a big advantage in comparison to super
Yeah.
famous filmmakers.
I guess it also, I don't know, I assume it might help if, because we never went to film school. So we've had to learn on the job, and we've learned through making mistakes and through having to do things ourselves, and we've learned how to do things ourselves. And occasionally in the early days, on our very first feature film, we worked with a number of university graduates who just come out of film school. And it was amazing how much they didn't know about just everyday work on set. They had the knowledge of, I don't know, different cameras and all the different bits of equipment you need, and mathematical equations and things like that, but to be able to do basic things seemed a bit confused by it and had to be shown and taught. And also they didn't have a lot of stamina. I mean, they after the first day they were like, oh, we're exhausted, and we we've got 3 weeks to go yet. So I think, I don't know what they're doing in film school, but I think this is in the UK, of course. I have no knowledge of life in film school in the States, but I think in film school, it would be good exercise to get people out working on real sets a lot more, in big chunks of time as well. You can learn so much. It's so valuable. So yeah, interesting.
Yes, no, and I work in higher education, and one day I got an invitation to give a presentation to students for communication students. They want to get inspired about podcasts and things like that. And the first thing I told them, you need to put your hands on, because you read the books, it's as good as a base, but if you don't expose yourself, you don't practice, you learn from the mistakes, you won't be able to make it. And they say, yeah, it's true. Make a podcast, for example. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad, just do it. For example, I can give my own testimony. English is my second language. I have struggles to learn English. I still have struggles because it's my second language. And in the area where I live is bilingual. We speak Spanish, we speak English, we speak both languages actually in the same time. That's the reason we call Spanglish, because that's how we speak in South Texas. And I received an invite from Martina Mensa. She has a radio luminary, and she asked me to be one of radio hosts. And I told her I can't, because my English skills is not good. People won't be able to understand what I'm speaking. I sound like an alien. I don't know, not as a human when I speak English. She said, yeah, try your best. And I have my struggles and I feel disappointed. And until, okay, now I have a podcast. I know I'm still have a struggle sometimes. I don't know how to express things I want to say. It's difficult, but but I try my best, and I think I'm, step by step I can improve. So that's the key. The thing is, like you said, put your hands on, because otherwise we couldn't be able to make it.
Yeah, I mean, get out. I mean, I remember somebody saying to me when I was we were over in the Canary Islands, and I've been trying to learn Spanish most of my adult life, and we were talking to a guy over there, and he said, just speak it. Don't worry if you make mistakes. It's the only way to do it. Just go out and speak it, because people will be sympathetic. They will appreciate the fact you're trying, and I think that's true in all languages. At least you're trying, and then you learn, and it's the only way to learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, it's true. Like he says, if you go to Mexico or South Texas, for example, you speak Spanish, people appreciate. Oh, she's from UK, and she does a great job. We appreciate that. And I think nowadays people are changing. Before, it was most common. I experienced that people get fun of me because of my accent. But I think now, everybody have accent, and no matter what language is part, part of the human. And especially in English, because English is the more international language. I wish one day can be able to learn Chinese. It's something in my plans. It's difficult, and I have many friends that are Chinese, but they only say I only just want 1 or 2 words, but I want to try, But at least it's like a try, make it. And if you sound, like I tell myself, if I sound funny, at least I try. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Just got to do it.
Exactly. And Caroline, I saw the trailer about Best Geezer, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Also, director James Smith. You're also a producer. 3 hapless entrepreneurs join forces to make a Geezer movie. Can you tell us about that? I love the trailer. Fantastic.
Yes, well, Best Geezer, well, it's completely different from Cast and Kill.
Yes.
It certainly wasn't shot in 6 days. We shot it more like in 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Huge cast, full comedy. And it comes about, it was my idea. I'll take credit for this mad idea. because we used to, over in the UK, we've got these crime, there's this big genre over here that like, got the big crime movies, these big, what we call geezers, the geezers go around there kicking everybody's heads in and, killing each other and having fights and yelling and shouting. And, that sounds really derogatory, but they're really quite fun, and they're great. They're great movies. They're great action movies. But I said one day, oh gosh, these movies are really, really mad. I wonder if there's like a big awards for the best geezer movie out there. Because I thought that would be fun, and hence we invented them by making this film. And it's about these three guys who run a failing corporate video production business in this tiny little town in Essex in the UK, and they aspire to make a big crime movie, a big geezer movie. Just like they idolize these guys up on the screen, up on the silver screen, and they want to make a film like that as well. And they endeavor to go and make this film, and they get into all sorts of trouble with it because they raise some money that is not exactly legitimate money, and they have all sorts of barriers that come up against them, and they keep fighting through. And it's a real sort of heartwarming film. It's about, it's a feel good movie. There's a lot of drama in it, so there'll be there's a lot of drama, a lot of tears, a lot of emotion, a lot of laughing, and hopefully by the end of the film, people are cheering, and because I always write films that are. Have a happy ending. It might not be the ending that people expect, but at least it's a happy ending. And I like people to come away feeling good. So that's what we've tried to do with this film. And I've got a small role in it. You won't recognize me, but so watch it and see if you can see me.
I will watch it.
And we had our world premiere in Southend, in Essex, at the Southend Film Festival, which is a big film festival in the southeast of England. And we had a world premiere there. We were honoured to be asked to screen it as part of the closing gala of the film festival. And it was absolute sellout, went down really well. And we now have a London premiere that we're holding on the 28th of July in central London. So if anybody's in London and they want to come along to the Best Geezer London premiere, just Google it. We're everywhere. You'll find it. Go and buy a ticket or 10.
Yes, no, that's I start sharing. I share in groups and because most of my contacts, from London, and I tell my my friends. I was like Natasha was me. I say, hey, let's go. Everybody start have a network. It's like a network event. Great movie to watch. Wonderful crew, cast and crew, and also why not get a good drink? So get fun.
Yes. Yeah. No, it should be a great night. There'll be most of the cast and crew will be there. We had the most amazing time shooting this film. I think we all never laughed so much. It was just a pure pleasure from start to finish. We had such a great team. The actors were just wonderfully supportive, and so really got into the vibe of it. So really honoured that we've met these people and that they've become part of our family. And so now, if anybody wants to come along to the screening, if you're in the UK, come and meet the mad geezers.
Yes, absolutely. If I was in London, of course, I will be more than happy to go. And this is one of the plans that we have actually is go to UK. Actually, I've been in London twice. The first time I went for myself, just for fun, and then for the second time I went, I got the 2020, the pandemic. I almost get stuck in the airport.
Oh, no.
No, but it's still, I have fun. Wonderful city, wonderful people, and yes, and I I planned my vacation for 10 days, and sadly I have to leave. I stay only for 2 days, and I was, oh my God. Yes,
Well,
I
you'll have to come
definitely, yes,
in. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
And we'll come over to you, bring the film over to you.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm always looking for an excuse to come to the States. So
Yes,
I'll
yes.
invent.
Yeah, let us know. Absolutely. We can do something together. That would be awesome. Yes, actually in Texas, a lot of filmmakers, they prefer to, Texas is one of the favorite states to film because it's more, it's cheaper in comparison. I heard it's Atlanta, Georgia, of course, and Texas is more affordable with the prices to make films. California is super
Ah,
expensive. Yes, that's what I heard. I need to
okay.
start contact my favorite friends that are filmmakers from Texas to check how true it is, and then of course I will share the information to all of you.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Oh, well, maybe Texas is the place to go for to do a film stateside.
Yes, yes. No, a wonderful culture. Actually, people are very hard worker and working people, and very beautiful culture, and very, this, what can I say? Beautiful, amazing food, and Texas food is one of my top favorites. And what can I say? Wonderful. I no complaints. Texas, I love Texas. I'm a big fan. I was not
I'm
born in
already booking
Texas.
my
Yeah.
flight.
Yes, 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 absolutely. It's just the weather. Right now, I don't think you would like to come in summertime because we're super hot. We're reaching, I would say, 45 centigrades, 45 or close to 50, because the summer is
Well,
super hot here in South Texas, especially.
wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. When I heard it, my friends from UK, I'm so happy, summertime. Oh, come on, guys, come down
I
here.
know. Well, we spend a lot of time down in Almeria in Spain, and it's yeah, it doesn't get to 40. It does sometimes, but it never ever in the summer never goes below. I mean, the coolest it gets is about 28 degrees at night.
Mm,
Most of the time it's in the mid 30s. so,
yes,
so we're
yes.
kind of used to it, that kind of heat.
And you guys complain in winter because super cold, and for us it's good. Winter is okay. In comparison. We are
Uh,
never happy. We're never comfortable. What we have. That's the thing. But other than that,
this is true.
Texas, yes, Texas is a beautiful state, and so many places. Just let us know, and we will be happy to meet you. And what about the finca? I saw that is one of the upcoming projects you're working on that one, finca.
Yes, this is our next feature film. We're scheduled to shoot to the beginning of September in the Almeria region of Spain. And after the enormity of Pesquisa, we're scaling right back down again because we didn't manage to raise a huge amount of money. We did the crowdfunding thing on Indiegogo. We raised a small amount of money. So we've had to pare it right down and make it a really small project in terms of cast and crew. So we've only got three main cast, three cast full stop, maybe with the odd person, satellite person. And we'll be shooting in effectively one location, although it's going to be a very expansive location because it's in the middle of the mountains at this finca in the middle of the mountains there. Beautiful, beautiful location, very remote. But it should be really, really exciting. We're just casting now. We're just trying to get the screenplay sorted out, because what we tend to find is that you write a screenplay and then you find the location, and then the location kind of like you've got to then go back and adapt the screenplay for the location. So that's what we're doing at the moment. But yes, it's full steam ahead for the finca in September, and very much looking forward to that one. It's going to be stupid hot out there, but
Nice.
that'll add to the atmosphere, I think.
Fabulous. Looking forward for that one. Of course, the geyser, for that one to be able to stream also in the United States, and that
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that. And same thing for Casting Kid. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a big success. I like it so much. I told you I watched 2 times, and I like. And I have another film in my schedule to watch. I have my notes. Let's see. Surveilled 2019. That one is in my list, my basket list to watch this tonight or next weekend. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, Surveilled. Yeah,
Surveilled. Yeah,
that's
Surveilled. Yes.
yes, that's right. No, again, a very different film. We actually shot that on a phone, completely on a phone, and yeah, that was an interesting film to shoot. We actually took it to we came to San Diego,
Mhm.
to the International Mobile Film Festival over there, back in, well, was it last year? Oh, too long ago. Need to go back. And yeah, that was fabulous. Very well received there. So yes, it's a great little movie, I think. Just about a serial killer. You know, you
So-
average everyday serial. We tend to write about serial killers. I mean, there seems to be a pattern going on here, doesn't there?
Yes, yes. No, it's good, making films using the phone, because that one can encourage, especially new generations, people want to be in the films, of course, very hard, difficult to get the appropriate equipment or a good camera, to make films, and try it with the phone. Nowadays, the quality of the phone cameras is not the same years before, and they record with a wonderful quality, that's good.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's amazing what you can do nowadays. You know, this is why I say that you can. I think we're so lucky nowadays to be, for filmmakers to be living in this era of technology where you can just like go out and shoot full feature film on your phone. You know, your phone does everything nowadays, and
Exactly.
technology is just so accessible and affordable now. So we really are very, very lucky, because compared to when I was growing up in the 70s and thinking, oh, I'd love to be an actor and get involved in the film industry, it was just never going to happen because it was just out of the realms of possibility. Yeah, but it was just all Hollywood or nothing, and that was it.
Yes,
But
yes,
how
it's
times have
true.
changed, hey?
Hmm. Yes, yes. It's true, because I see so many ex-Hollywood celebrities, like Mel Gibson. You know how his film is up there, mentioned everywhere. Wonderful filmmaker. I love Mel Gibson so much, and Johnny Depp, and so many. They are moving now. They're moving to the independent arts. Tony Todd. So they're before we see the big budgets, and now I see in my friends' films, more
Yeah.
actors we grew up, like Aline Majors, and
Oh,
Tom
yes.
Joliffe, the Renegades, and those celebrities you never imagine will be able to be independent, because like I said, people are
Yeah.
like waking up, and they start realizing like what I'm doing here is just like
Yeah.
their favoritisms and all these things, the limitations, and people want to be free, to express whatever they want. And I think
Yeah.
we're the new Hollywood generation was changing, which is our group. So, and people are spending more time watching, for example, podcasts than regular television shows and things like that. So people,
Mm.
yeah, we get more popularity.
Yes.
That's good.
I mean, podcasting is huge now, isn't it? It's so popular, and I think it's incredible what you people are doing. It's just I couldn't do it, but then I'm busy over here doing this. What you guys are doing, and enabling um, us filmmakers, or anybody else who has something to say, enabling their voices to be heard. It's fabulous. But
Thank
yes,
you.
seeing people from yesteryear that we used to idolize, on the big screen, coming into smaller films now, that they're able to, because I guess in Hollywood you have a shelf life. You used to have a shelf life. I don't know. I guess that still happens now. But the like Lee Majors, he's got, he can see opportunities in this other realm of the filmmaking world. that he can earn some money and have some fun and keep doing what he loves to do. And that's the same with many of those film stars.
Danny Trejo too, and he was
Yes.
yes. And the people, they love arts, and they realize, their things are, more opening, and I'm pretty sure that within less than 5 years, yeah, it's too many years if I say 5 years, that the independent arts is moving to, tremendous, enormous direction, that, like, because the other platform like a Netflix, and there's going to be more platforms, and now in cinemas you can be able to see films like people like you that is worldwide. So no, we are moving to a good direction. Something is our era. That's how I call.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's still hard work, but because there's so much content out there, you've got to like fight to make your voice heard. But
absolutely,
the main thing is you can get it out there. So the rest is up to you. Try and make it happen. So try and get eyes on your film.
Yes, absolutely. And Caroline, what other projects are you working on, or do you want to share to your followers besides the finca and the current and premiere you're going to do on 28th? Besides that, there's another project you have in mind to work with?
Well, as I say, I got so many completed screenplays that are all kind of destined for big budgets, bigger outfits to take on or to finance. So, I mean, there's another Spanish set one that I really like to get out there, but that would mean going the traditional route. So I might start to take my time to try and get it funded through the traditional route, which will take a little while. But you never know. We've got a body of work now that we can say, well, look, we've done all this on virtually no money, and we've made a bit of a noise. So now I've got this screenplay, and this screenplay that I've got, it's already had a lot of thumbs up from people in the industry, in Hollywood and in London. So I might run with that one, but I won't say any more at the moment because I don't want to jinx it.
Yes, I understand.
We'll see how we go. This time next year, I'll let you know, and let you know how it's gone, how it's progressed.
Awesome. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a big success. And the last question I ask to all my guests, because the main purpose of these shows, besides the human connections, is also for inspirational purposes. What advice you would like to give to those people who wants to be in an independent film industry, especially independent film industry, a screenwriter, director, or anything related to that? What kind of advice you would like to give to those people?
Okay, well, I mean, there's so much advice that can be given. I think one of the most important things is you got to work really, really hard, and you're going to get knocked back time and time again, but don't give up, don't get disheartened. There's a lot of haters out there. There's a lot of people that will try and put you down. I know it's hard, but try and ignore them. They're just losers. Don't listen to them. You know you're good, and you can get out there and try and make something happen with what you'd really love to do, with whatever sector you'd like to work in. So don't give up hope. Just keep going. Hard to do that. Sometimes even I get disheartened, but that only lasts 5 minutes, and then I'm off again, saying no, this is not happening. It's gonna work, and we're gonna keep going, because there's like hundreds of other people on your tail that will be following you and will take over if you give up.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just take the hard work you put in and feed off of you and move on and get the success. But you don't want that. Keep going. That was a long way to say it, wasn't it?
Yes. This is true. Like you said, if you give up, other people take advantage. I'm taking advantage of your spot and move forward. Yes,
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Caroline. Thanks again. It was an honor. Great to meeting you. Looking forward to meeting with you in the super near future to follow up of your upcoming projects. And I'm going to make more noise about your coming premiere on the 28th. For the game teaser, yes, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a super big success, like a casting kill, and it's just the beginning. There's so many doors is waiting for you with the great, amazing surprises.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Nice to meet you, and have a wonderful weekend. Well, a wonderful Sunday actually, because Sunday.
Yes.
Take care.
Okay. Thank you so much. Chao.
Sí,
Hasta
bye-bye.
luego.
Hasta luego.
Bye.
Bye bye.